So Scott wanted to come out and work on the train layout tonight, but he wasn't able to, so I hooked up with him later in the week so he can say hi to you, so stick around for that. Hey, it's Don, the Nearly Historical Railroad channel. So anyways, my dad has got some progress on the Intermodal Yard area where we're doing the kind of dual gauge and narrow gauge stuff in there. I'm going to show you that. I brought the box again. So that is gonna lead me to back over by the Palisades. I got something to do over there we haven't talked about in a while. I'm just gonna show you that right now. Let's go check out the box. I built a turnout at my house. So this one, it is standard gauge, no, dual gauge, going straight, and narrow gauge, either straight or to the right. So I've been planning this for a little while, and I have a place for it. Okay, so I'm gonna show you where it goes, and I just thought about what I just said. Of course I have a place for it. I didn't build it just because I had nothing to do, and I thought, oh, let's just build a weird random turnout. I have a place for it. I got some trains in the way though, so let me fix that. Okay, so I got the trains out of the way. So we had this upper track for the Coal Chute. I put that in a while ago. However, it is not actually connected to the main line at all. So that is what this turnout is for. Hopefully it's gonna fit somewhere in there. So we'll see how it works. It'd kind of be better if the dual gauge was going off to the left on the diverging route, but it's a shorter turnout and it's a really kind of big main line. So I wanted to just have it go straight through the turnout, so it's a right-hand switch. So it might be a little challenging to get the narrow gauge in there, but you know, you can kind of kink around a little bit if it has to. As long as the main line, the dual gauge, is kind of going straight through it, it should be good. All right, well, I think I'm gonna start on that, see what happens. Oh, wait, let me show you what my dad's doing over in the Intermodal Yard. Here is Romley and the little cattle transfer area, which is this track right here. So we went ahead and added that turnout in, and there's another time portal, another hole through the wall for that track. And on the other side, once again, is that. And so he's kind of getting this track put down, this stuff that's more up front here. See, we got these pins in here kind of holding stuff in place temporarily. It's kind of getting stuff wired up right now. First time through there?
First time through the new hole in the wall, the tunnel portal.
since Scott couldn't make it tonight and I was sitting here editing the video and I was thinking about him, it's like, God, I should just call him up and see if he wants to go have pizza. So I did that. So that's Scott. Hey. Doing good. Doing good. So I've got my ties glued down underneath that weight and that wood. Turnout's up here, ready to go. I loosened up this track and I figured out that I can kind of change the alignment a little bit on both I have to do, which is fine just to get a nice straight section in there. So that should work good, but I'm just gonna let that dry. Meantime, I'm helping my dad in the Intermodal Yard. We're soldering up feeders, soldering up gaps or rail connections and that type of stuff. So it's a little scary. We got cords going everywhere, but let's go take a look at that real quick. So this is the outside, the Intermodal Yard. And this sign has been in a lot of videos, and I've never talked about it, but there is some significance to that sign, and it may not be what you think. Someday, maybe I'll tell you. So we're constantly moving lights back and forth and soldering iron. We don't have any light up above here, so it gets a little bit dark over here, and we're probably gonna fix that someday. So we keep moving lights around and soldering irons. But anyways, I'm not gonna explain anything other than we're getting stuff soldered up and laid down for the front edge part of the Intermodal Yard, which is, you know, dual gauge and narrow gauge warehouse in the middle, standard gauge on one side and whatever. So I'm just gonna keep working on that. Check back with you in a bit. So you didn't get to see it, but I did move the narrow gauge train over here. I just moved it here out of my way. I didn't put it on video because I don't know, couldn't get the two locomotives actually to consist. Wheels are dirty on one, it was kind of a mess. But anyways, it did make it, so that's kind of cool. So I'm showing you this because of the colors here. A couple videos ago, someone left a comment and asked me what color of paint I used in this area. So this is next to the palisades area here. And I don't know 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure it's a combination of these. So on the left, I have just a white, of course, to make things lighter. And then I have two different flavors of burnt umber. I probably use the Woodland Scenics one mostly. Then there's a yellow ochre and then a cadmium yellow and then a stone gray. And I think that's probably what I had used for the rock pretty much on all this in here. It makes sense to me. The dirt color up here, that's actually just a can, you know, a gallon can of like latex paint that we got from Home Depot. Couldn't tell you what color that is. It's a tan color. But for the rocks, I think that's probably the colors that I used combinations of. So often I get excited about turnouts and I start putting them down and then I remember, hey, I need to put ties underneath it. So I don't have it in, I just have it sitting there. The ties are still drying. I had weights on it most of the night. They're drying, so I need to trim them and I probably need to sand them a little bit. They're a little tall, those wood ones. So I just kind of laid the track on there so you can kind of see what's going on. Both these main lines I had to, you know, kind of straighten out a little bit to get kind of a straighter section. This is actually still all loose, so we'll get that in later. But I think this turnout's gonna work great. Even though it's a right-handed turnout, it still works. And we will get access to this. Another shot of that. So that it should go in nicely. Not sure how I think I'm just gonna do a hand throw on there somehow. It's funny, I went to like move part of this and I had put, you know, so much glue on here. It had run down and run all the way down to the track. So this track probably is never going to move. So hopefully it clears this spot here, right there. If not, you know, we'll have to do something with it. So I don't have more talus to show you today because my dad and I worked mostly on track work. Look, our workbench area is still clean. Nice. I actually used it today and I cleaned up my stuff.
Hey guys, I just want to say thank you very much for continuing watching the channel. I know that's hard times, you know, because of wonderful face mask times, I should say. But thank you for hanging in there and being still part of our little group.
Okay, here's our intermodal yard. So, kind of cleaned it all up, and let me show you what we got. So we basically, like, all the dual gauge and standard gauge stuff is down. Feeders are in. Joints are soldered where we wanted to solder them, and all that. The narrow gauge is laid, spiked down. Just need to do a little bit of soldering and run some feeders, some more feeders on that stuff. And that will kind of complete that. So I kind of laid out these different buildings and whatnot, and the little foam there, I just grabbed it. It's not big enough, but that I think will be like the platform. And I forgot that this little water tower, I built that at the same time I built the single stall engine house. And this, some of you may know, this is an old film container. I built that a long time ago. It needs a little bit of repair, but I think I have all the parts. I think this could work out. Right now, I'm thinking it's a little narrow, but we can run a road through here for the oil truck and stuff, and then run some pipes or something so you can offload oil from standard gauge over here and load it up onto here. Kind of a nice long siding here. The coal for the steam train, not ideal there, but I was going to put it out here, but I don't want it that close to the edge. Plus, it'd be cool if this was all kind of like road and stuff. And in this area, I'm trying to leave this all kind of flat, just because when you come in here, this is like the first room you come into the train layout room, and you can, like, you know, set locomotives up here, get them out of a box, set the box up here and pull the locomotive out, set it on the track. So it's a nice little spot to do that. So just trying to leave that open a little bit. Down here at this end, these two tracks will come together, but it needs to be a hand-built turnout. So half dual gauge here and just standard gauge that way. I don't really have the correct jig to do that, so it takes me longer to build it. I'm just going to put this in for the moment, right in here. Like I said, I just don't have the right fast jack tracks jig for it, so I can build it. It just takes longer and a little more complicated. So anyways, I'm just gonna leave that for the moment, I think. Yeah, so we've come pretty far on this. I like it, and I actually kind of clean stuff up a little bit, so you can kind of see what's going on. So I can see what's going on, and I'm liking it. And we just threw this little track in here because, well, there's room for it. And I thought that's a good spot to, you know, leave empty cars or full cars, give me more room to, you know, flip cars around and that type of stuff. Maybe it's just storage for some old cars, who knows. But it's, you know, it's there. It's long enough for 2 cars. And that's it. This is funny, but this track is code 83. And I actually want it to go a little bit further. Out of all the track we have laying around, this plus a bunch more upstairs, I don't think I have any code 83. I think I've got some code 83 rail somewhere, so I might just have to hand lay that last 8 inches. I don't know. Maybe a piece of code 83 will show up somewhere. Okay, so I'm just going to jump in real quick here. I'm in the middle of editing this, and I shot this a couple days ago, what you're watching right now, but I just wanted to show you this because it's kind of funny. So this pile of track that we're looking through, trying to find, you know, this code 83 track, it's not in there. But I got to looking right back here. Check this out. I a few weeks ago grabbed a piece of track so that I could set this locomotive and a car up behind my little desk here. And I got to looking at that, and it's code 83 track. and it's like exactly what I need, how much I need. So I'm gonna take that back to the train room because that's the only piece of Code 83 we have, and it will finish off that little warehouse area there. So anyways, it was just kind of funny. Wanted to throw that in. So anyways, it's late. I should be at home. I'm gonna go. Yes. It's like almost 11:30, so I really need to get home. Shouldn't have stayed this late, but yeah, I don't get out here that often, so I really like to, just keep working and going and doing stuff and trying to get to certain points. So anyways, that's what we did. So you know what? Subscribe if you haven't. That would be cool. Kind of getting close to 1,000 subscribers. Be nice to hit that mark. Anyways, Scott almost came today. I was hoping he would, but he couldn't make it. But he did text me, and I'm sure he says hi to everybody. Missed you, Scott. So anyways, we will talk to you later. Thanks for watching. Bye.
You can call me the West.